Task 7.
Good day, Coach Jude, and to my fellow classmates, good day everyone. My name is Mrs. Norjilin S. Baharong, and my role in this video presentation is to give the overall introduction. Today, we are presenting to describe the factors affecting the learner-centered psychological principles. The following 14 psychological principles pertain to the learner and the learning process. They focus on psychological factors that are primarily internal to and under the control of the learner rather than conditioned habits or physiological factors. However, the principles also attempt to acknowledge external environment or contextual factors that interact with these internal factors. We are also going to share our insights before the end of our presentation. We are the study hub number 8, and my group mates are
Describe the factors affecting the learner-centered psychological principles. First, I'll be describing the cognitive and metacognitive factor. So let's differentiate the two. So first, they are both thinking cups. It's just that we need to have the initiate or initiative to work the cognitive and metacognitive that we are having inside our minds. For the cognitive, it's just like mental process that we need to have a point to remember something or to have an idea that we will be needing in the near future. But in the other hand, for the metacognitive, it is like a switch in our minds that we need to be triggered to think critically, and then afterwards you need to think beyond thinking. So for the cognitive, it is just start or the first move for your thinking cup, and then for metacognitive, it is beyond thinking of your thinking cup. So in short, cognitive factors refers to the mental processes the learners undergo as they process an information, the way learners think about their thinking, as they engage in mental tasks in the concern of the metacognitive factors. So, under cognitive, we have specific knowledge, strategic knowledge, information processing, and target goal setting. While in metacognitive, we have knowledge of cognition, task knowledge, planning, monitoring, and evaluating. So, cognitive and metacognitive is the ability to examine how you process thought and feelings. This ability encourages students to understand how they learn best. It also helps them to develop self-awareness skills that become important as they get older. So next, let's proceed to motivational and affective factors.
Good day, everyone. My name is Kish Mandang. So today, I will describe the factors affecting the learner-centered psychological principle. The factor affecting the learner-centered psychological principle under motivational and affective factor is motivation to learn. In turn, is influenced by the individual's emotional states, beliefs, interests, and goals and habits of thinking. Intrinsic motivation to learn. The learner's creativity, higher order thinking, and natural curiosity all contribute to motivation to learn. And also, motivation and emotional factors are influence both the quality of thinking and information processing, as well as individuals' motivation to learn, which is in large part a function of meeting basic needs to be a competent and to exercise personal control.
Factor affecting the learner-centered psychological principles under individual differences factors. Individual differences in learning. Learners have different strategies, approaches, and capabilities for learning that are a function of prior experience and heredity. Learning and diversity. Learning is most effective when differences in learners, linguistic, cultural, and social backgrounds are taken into account. Standards and assessment. Setting appropriately high and challenging standards and assessing the learner and learning process, including diagnostic process and outcome assessment, are integral parts of the learning process.
Describe the developmental and social factors affecting the learner-centered psychological principles. So, in developmental factors, individual development varies across intellectual, social, emotional, and physical domains. Overemphasis on one type of developmental readiness may preclude learners from demonstrating ability in other areas. Awareness of developmental differences among children with and without emotional, physical, or intellectual disabilities can help create optimal learning contexts. In social factors, in interactive and collaborative instructional contexts, individuals have an opportunity for perspective taking and reflective thinking that may lead to higher levels of cognitive, social, and moral development, as well as self-esteem. Quality personal relationship that provide stability, trust, and caring can increase learners' sense of belonging, self-respect, and self-acceptance, and provide a positive climate for learning.
Those referring to cognitive and metacognitive, motivational and affective, developmental and social and individual difference factors influencing learners and learning. Teachers and students create a learner-centered environment. Teachers act as both facilitators and activators. Students assume a responsibility for goal settings as well as attaining proficiency on learning targets. Curriculum is organized into individual learning targets.
Therefore, conclude the principles are intended to deal holistically with learners in the context of real-world learning situations. Thus, they are best understood as an organized set of principles. No principle should be viewed in isolation. The 14 principles are divided into those referring to cognitive and metacognitive, motivational and affective, developmental and social, and individual. Finally, the principles are intended to apply to all learners, from children to teachers to administrators to parents and to community members involved in our educational system. That's all. Thank you.